Do you struggle with having a negative and destructive mindset? Do you want to be more positive and happy and actually enjoy your life instead of dreading it, but don't know how? Join me over the next several weeks as we go through a mind makeover to clean up your thought life and renew your mindset so that you can enjoy and experience peace and prosperity in every area of your life. Well, hello there, my single mother tribe. How are you doing? I'm Hope, and I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Check In Wednesday, where I help you check your emotional, spiritual, mental, physical, and financial tank and help you get refueled and back on track so that you can have a successful week. Now, if you're new to my YouTube channel, I would like to ask you to go ahead and click that subscribe button for me there. And also, if you can click the bell. And also, if you can look in the playlist there and watch Welcome to Your Tribe. Okay, that's like an introductory video for all of my new subscribers. And I would just like to thank you for your new subscription. Okay, thank you so much and welcome to your new tribe. Today, I am starting a new series called Mind Makeover, designed to help you to break free from a negative and destructive mindset and limiting beliefs so that you can experience peace and prosperity in every area in your life. That's physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, and mentally, and all your relationships as well. Well, Proverbs 23:7 says, as a man thinks in his heart, so he becomes. You know, our thoughts are powerful. Um, Powerful enough to steer us in a direction of whatever we meditate and focus on the most. By meditating and rehearsing the same thoughts over and over again, whether positive or negative, over time we develop what's called a belief system. And a belief system basically is a set of values and principles through which our ideas, opinions, and decisions are formed. Belief systems control how we think, how we feel, and even what we do. When I was younger, I struggled with low self-esteem. I thought I was ugly. I didn't like myself. I listened to lies that told me that I wasn't pretty, I wasn't good enough, and I wasn't worth being loved. And over time, I began to believe those lies, even though I had loving parents and, was just surrounded by a good support system. I still believed those lies. And eventually, those lies led me into a relationship that I should have never been in, that turned abusive and took me 12 years to get out of, and another 5 years just to recover from. Believe it or not, we are who and where we are today because of the truth or the lies that we chose to believe about ourselves yesterday. However, there's hope. Unlike popular belief, we can change. We're not victims of our circumstances. We're not prisoners of our past. I've had the pleasure of hearing Carolyn Leaf. She is a Christian neuroscientist, which I believe is just absolutely fabulous. And it's just so amazing to hear her speak. She wrote a book that's called Switch on Your Brain. And basically in her book, she describes how our brain was created to regrow and to change. And so basically that means that we're not stuck. We have a capacity to change our mindset. We can retrain our brain to think positive and good thoughts based upon truth and not lies. We can train our brain to have a positive mindset. Now, I admit it took me some time to break free from years of negative and destructive mindset. And believe me, it wasn't easy. It was a process that started with me renewing my mind and replacing those negative and destructive thoughts with positive thoughts and the truth. Ephesians 4:23 says that we are to be continually renewed in the spirit of our mind and to put on a new self that is created in the image of God. You know, So many times we believe what other people say about us, and even that negative self chatter that tries to convince us that we're not enough, that we can never accomplish anything. And, but we are to believe everything that God says is about us because He created us, and God knows more about us than we know about ourselves. And, God knows more about us than other people may know about us. So I'd rather believe the truth of who God says I am than the truth, or the lie rather, of who someone else thinks that I am. I want to encourage you that you don't have to continue to rehearse and believe the lies that you've been believing about yourself. Um, you are who God says you are, and you can have everything that He says that you can have, and you can do whatever He says that you can do. You are valuable, you are loved, you are good, and you deserve for good things to happen to you, and you deserve to be positive and happy, and you deserve to be free. Over the next week, I would like for you to think about some things, and I'm just curious to know, what have you been thinking? What thoughts have you been entertaining? What lies have you been rehearsing over and over and over again that has created a false and inaccurate, an erroneous belief system that has caused you or limited you from being all that God has called you to be, doing all that God has called you to do, or just basically kept you stuck in life? And I just want to, I would like for you to answer these questions and just be as truthful and honest with yourself as possible, because we're going to dive in deep, and we're going to expose those lies. We're going to expose those negative and destructive mindset, and we're going to move forward and renew our mind, by the renewing of our mind in the Word of God and who God says that we are. Okay. So if you can answer these questions for me, and if you feel comfortable, feel free to leave them in a comment section. And I'm just curious to know, like I said, what thoughts have you been thinking or entertaining? And who do you think you are? What do you believe about yourself to be true? And like I said, true, your truth. Um, Everybody has a truth, and it may not be the truth, it's a truth. And like I said, because we are created in the image of God, we want to believe the truth of who God says that we are, not the truth that someone else has spoken into our lives, not the truth that we may have even spoken into our lives that is not in agreement and is not in line with the Word of God and who God says that we are. Okay. So, like I said, if you can go ahead and just over the next week, um, answer those questions, and feel free to put them in the comment section. I would, love to know, what you've been thinking, what thoughts, what limiting beliefs, what negative or destructive thoughts you've been entertaining, or, what have you been believing? Who do you think you are? What do you believe about your past, your present, and even your future? Okay. Well, I thank you so much for tuning in to Hope for Single Mothers Check-In Wednesday. I am so excited about this series because you know what? I just believe that once our minds are changed, everything else in our lives will follow. And I'm so excited about the transformation that is taking place in our lives, and how your mind is going to be renewed and refreshed, and how those old negative and limiting beliefs are going to be destroyed through this series. Okay. So once again, if you are new to my channel and haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and click that subscription button. And also, if you can click the bell as well, so that way you can be notified every time I upload new videos. I'm doing my best to upload videos every Sunday, every Wednesday, and every Saturday. Sunday is Jumpstart Your Week Sunday. Wednesday is Check-In Wednesday, and of course, Saturday is Self-Care Saturday. So, and also I just wanted to remind you about Subscriber of the Week, and also to remind you, if you know anybody who, would is looking for a tribe, or a single mother who is going it alone, if you can just encourage her to check out Hope for Single Mothers. God has given me this vision for you and to help single mothers. I know as a single mother what it's like to go it alone. I know the single mother struggle. I know, I've been through quite a lot, And so I'm here for you. And I want to build this community so that you never will have to go through your single mother journey alone. Okay. So like I said, my goal this year is 100,000 subscribers. And I just believe by faith that anything is possible with God, and with your help, we can make this thing happen. So every time, for those of you who don't know, for subscriber of the week, for those of you who check in or check out my videos Sunday, Wednesday, and Saturday and leave comments and actually participate, once a week I'm going to choose a subscriber of the week, and I'm going to bless you with a gift card. And then every time I reach or a milestone of a multiple of 10. So right now I'm at 10 subscribers. So the next time when I reach 100 subscribers, then I'll be giving out a gift card to thank you for your support, and for me reaching another milestone in my subscribership. Okay, so well, I'm going to leave you right now, and like I said, I pray that you have a wonderful rest of the week. And don't forget, like I said, to just go over those questions. Next week we're going to be going over them, and then we're going to be talking more about a mind makeover. We're going to be talking about identifying the source of negative and destructive mindsets. Okay, so I leave you with love, peace, and blessings, and I pray that you have a wonderful week, and I will see you again on Self-Care Saturday. Okay, bye-bye.